got them before when we were planning the training and kind of just threw out an idea of what we wanted to talk about to cap off the training, and they came up with some really good thoughts and some processes, and this stuff is important. Why do you think this process of prepping the soil, planting the seed, and then nourishing it is important? What do you guys think? Let me throw out the what's that?
It's all based off the success of the business.
Yeah.
And how they can grow and become, whatever level you are looking to achieve yourself.
Okay. The business, from the business side, it's the way that we can be successful as a business. That's right. What else? Any other ideas? Anyone heard the phrase, you reap what you sow? Mm-hmm. Right? Yeah. So we've heard that phrase before. So from a personal perspective, as our Rep 2's talked about, personally we can use this process here at Carrington to grow and develop our understanding of our programs, what we do and what we offer our students, right? The biggest thing that we can do for them when we're on the phones with them is instill confidence in them that our programs are the right programs for them. It's going to help them develop and take that next step to what they're looking to achieve, which is success for their family, financial freedom, the ability to make a good living and support their kids, whatever that might be, right? That's what they're looking for, right? And we need to have confidence in Carrington as a whole and in our programs that they can do that for them. If we have those conversations and we're not confident in it, what happens? They're like, well, okay, I mean, it sounds okay, but that person didn't really sound too convinced themselves on what's going on. So let me go over here to Pima and check Pima out, and then they're off and going, right? So it's important in this process because you guys take in Carrington what we can do, and then as each of the Rep 2s talked about at one stage or another, we're taking and we're prepping that soil for the student, right? We're having that initial conversation, and then we're planting that seed with them, and then we want to nourish it, help them get on to the campus so that they can then really get more nourishment and bloom and grow, and then at the end take off and do in their field and what they want to do for their family and achieve those goals for their families, right? Not only is it good for Carrington and for what we want to achieve here, but it's also applicable in your lives personally, right? So from a development perspective, if you're wanting to move up with Carrington or with the DeVry Education Group, before you take another position, right, another job, you want to make sure that soil over there is prepped for you, right? That it's ready for you to plant that seed. Because when you get over there, you want to plant that seed. You want to plant it in real nice, deep-rooted. You believe in what you're doing in that new position, that new division, that new group, wherever you are, so that way you can bloom and be successful in that new position, right? You can use it in your personal lives. If you've ever had a challenge in your life, right, that you said, oh man, this is just, I'm struggling with this, right? If you ever look back and say, well, was the soil prepped for me when I first started out, whatever the challenge was, when I started at that initial point, was it really there? Did I really plant in good soil? Did I really get the nourishment as I was going through this challenge that I needed to be able to be successful and bloom? And if you look at that, there's a lot of times where you can say, oh, I can see that process. And if I had used that during that challenge, I could have helped myself overcome challenges. When you're looking at new beginnings that you're looking at, look at that process to use it in your life to be more successful in those endeavors that you take on. Okay. So what we want to do today is everyone has a beautiful pot with some soil in it. Just so you can get dirty, that's all. No, I'm just kidding. There is a seed planted in that pot, all right? And we want you guys to take that pot back to your desk and nourish it. Okay, we prepped the soil for you already, so that's good. And we even actually gave it a little water already. So we want you guys to nourish it so it grows. Okay?
What kind of seed is it?
Doesn't matter. You'll find out when it grows.
Don't we have to know how much water to give it?
What's that?
Don't we have to know how much water to give it?
No. You don't.
Wait, is there a hole at the bottom? Because is it going to leak?
No, it won't. No, this is the little cup at the bottom is a water tray.
Okay.
It's not a deep water tray, so don't dump a gallon of water on it and it'll spill out, right? So just be aware of that. But you can water it and it'll be all right. And to your point, you have to nurture it. You have to figure out what are you gonna do to get that thing to grow. It does take, 5 to 7 days for it to start breaking soil, but, so just FYI, will it need sunlight? It might, right? When it starts bursting out, if it's not doing well, you might as well take it home or get into some sunlight so it gets the sun that it needs to nourish. But that's your challenge, right? Nourish it, right? A lot of times, in what we're doing on a day-to-day basis, you don't know what it takes, right? But you gotta look at it, you gotta look at the situation, you gotta dig in, you gotta ask questions. That way it helps you nourish the students and get them to where they need to be, okay? We want you to do that, but also what we want you to do, this is your visual reminder of what it takes to nourish and get to where you need to be and where your students need to be. But we want you guys to think about your beliefs, as Andrew talked about, as we looked at throughout this training, your belief in what we do and how we do it in our programs and our company as a whole. And if, as Andrew asked, if you don't have that, man, I am rock solid, I know that these programs are great, this college is awesome, then what I want you guys to do is to work on a plan of prepping the soil, planting the seed, and nourishing to grow your understanding and knowledge and belief in the programs and in Carrington as a whole. And I want you to work with your ADEs to do that, okay? So take some time in the next week or so and sit down with them and talk about it. We're not talking about recreating the wheel, right? So we're not saying, get rid of everything else you've ever done. You could utilize your IDP for that process as well, right? So you can utilize that to say, hey, here's my IDP, this is what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna, process it out. So these are the steps I wanna take to better understand what we do. And so I can build up my confidence in the programs and what I do. So when I'm talking to that student, they see my enthusiasm and my belief in what we do. Okay? Any questions on that process or anything at all that we've gone through in training today?
Well, not
Yes.
a question so much, but a comment, because, I'm hearing about us having to personally develop ourselves for personal life and helping other students. But there's another way to think about it that I didn't really hear, is our own personal growth here and that desire to want to help our students help us want to love our job and what we do, so we don't look to move on elsewhere.
Sure.
And to be happy with what we're doing now.
Absolutely. It's good. Good one. Thank you. Tim? Any questions? You stand up here all awkward like.
I like your shirt, by the way.
Oh, thanks. Matt, I see a question.